This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in the last session, we talked about cash journal, manual payments to a vendor. Now let's talk about cash journal configuration in the SAP system. Let me write cash journal configuration. So path for petty cash journal or cash journal functionality is, now cash journal is part of configuration. Any configuration is found in which transaction code? To do config, where should we go?
SPRO.
SPRO. Let me go to SPRO. In this SAP reference IMG, in this financial accounting, in this, let's go to bank accounting. In bank accounting, business transaction. In business transaction, you will find something called cash journal. Clear? Open this cash journal. If you open the cash journal, you will find different settings here. Okay, now if I want to see what is the transaction code of each path or if each setting that is displayed on the screen, what setting I need to enable to see the T code of this? If you want to see the transaction code for all this, what you need to do is you have to go on top in the menu, additional information. If you click on additional information, you will get a drop down. From this drop down, open again additional information. From this, you go to display key. From this display key, you have to select IMG activity. If you click on this, system will show you the transaction code or associated table or program related to each activity which is appearing on the screen. Let me enable this IMG activity. If I expand this, this is what we are able to see, right? So you have the first thing called create cash account for cash journal. Now, when you define cache journal configuration, in general, you will have to go in the same sequence for your configuration. What is the first step? Create GL account for cache journal. Now, let us write down the steps, which are nothing but your prerequisites for your cache journal configuration. Let me write down. Prerequisites. First is cache GL account is needed. After that, define document type for cache journal document. Okay. Second one is document types for cache journal. Next one, sorry, you also have amount limit. Third one, amount limit for cache journal. Next one, what you have is number range interval and then numbering groups and then set up cache journal business transaction. And last one is print parameter. Even though you find a lot of settings, basically your cache journal requires only three basic or three main configuration steps. They are this: First one is your define number range interval. So these three we will talk now. So for your configuration, this is your first step, and the next step will be this, and third step will be this, and you will have the fourth one, this. These four are important transactions for completing your cash journal. If you do not do the above ones, it is still fine, because these are not basically part of your cash journal config, because we have listed them as prerequisites. These three are your configuration steps. For this, what is the T code? Define number range intervals for cash journal document. If you read the last thing, which is after T underscore FBCJC1, this is the T code for this. Here, FBCJC1. I put this in a color. Set up a cash journal. What is the T code for this? Set up cash journal FBCJC0. Let me put this here. FBCJC0. Maintain business transactions. For maintain business transaction, T code is FBCJC2. Let's put FBCJC2 here. FBCJC2. Next one, set up print parameters for cash journal. For this, FBCJC3. FBCJC3. Okay. Now these four are your typical configuration transactions for cash journal in SAP. Okay. Tomorrow, if somebody is asking you what is the configuration for cash journal, these are the four transaction codes, or these are the four steps. You will have to explain them. Okay. Now, first, let us try to understand how this cash journal is set up in generic way. Then we will take one actual business requirement, and then we will configure according to the real environment. Now, what we're going to do, we're only going to create one generic cash journal to understand the configuration steps and prerequisites. Once we are familiar with the screen, we will take the live scenario and then configure that. Now, first, let me look at the prerequisites. Cash GL account is needed before you set up cash journal. What I'll do, I'll create one GL account. To create GL account, what is the T code? FS double zero. Make sure you're on your company code AJ10. Cash account grouping. Select this, copy to. So I'll give petty cash Hyderabad. Okay, I'll give the description as petty cash Hyderabad branch. Then control data. So cash journal is not an open item, so you should not put open item management for cash journal. And then create a bank interest. You have to ensure all your cash journal GL accounts, or in short, all your cash related GL accounts are mandatorily enabled for post automatically only, which means there is no manual entry posted or allowed in the cash GL accounts. to ensure that your cash reconciliations are up to date or your cash reconciliations will not be mismatched. Now take this and then save it. Okay, this is your cash GL account. Let me put the GL account here. Now the description of this GL account is Petty Cash Hyderabad branch. All right. Now document types for cash journal. Currently I'm not defining anything. Amount limit for cash journal. Currently I'm not defining anything because these two are not mandatory. I'm not defining them currently. I'll explain these two functionalities along with a business scenario. Okay, this is mandatory prerequisite. These two are optional prerequisites. Next, let's straight away get into the basic or actual cash journal configuration. First step is set up number ranges for cash journal document. T code is FBCJC1. Now you can remember this as 102. Okay, so when somebody is asking you if they are also looking for the T code, mention FBCJC1, FBCJC0, FBCJC2, and this 3 is optional. Even if you do not tell, it is still okay, right? But these 3 are mandatory. So let's open the first transaction, FBCJC1. Define number range intervals for cash journal document. Let me open this. Company code is AJ10. Click on change intervals. You can use any interval here. So I'm simply giving C1. So let's say I'll give any number you can give. So this will not overwrite with your main document number range. For any cash journal transaction, you will have two number ranges. One is your accounting document number range and the other one is cash journal document number range. So here I'm not going to use 10 digits. Let me use only 5-digit number range. I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is a 5-digit. Clear? There is no rule that you should use 10-digit. I'm just going ahead with 5-digit number range. This is your internal document number range for petty cash or cash journal related entries. Save this. Copy. Clear? First step. It's very straightforward. You can define any one number range interval. Update your document number range. Go back. So FBCJC1 is completed. Next setting is setup cash journal FBCJC0. Setup cash journal, the setting is here FBCJC0. Let me open this. For GL account, what description we have given? We have given Petty Cash Hyderabad branch. So according to this GL description, we are trying to understand that this cash journal belongs to Hyderabad branch, correct? So in the cash journal also, you have to give the similar name. Your GL account description and your petty cash or your cash journal description should be synchronized or should be same. It must be relatable. So here, let me click on new entries. Instead of clicking on new entries, even when you're in a project, we always prefer to copy from the standard company code. What is your standard company code in SAP? 0001. You can either pick 0001 or you can pick 1000. So here I can see 0001. What I'll do, I'll simply copy this 0001 company code. I'll click on copy icon. Copy as. It's asking me to choose my company code. What is our company code? AJ10. Next one, cash journal number. This can be 4-digit alphanumeric code. So what I'll do, I can give any number sequence. Let me go ahead with 0001 only, or you can have any naming convention of your choice. So I'll go ahead with maybe 1001. Okay. Next one is GL account. We have created a GL account for petty cash. This GL account has to be assigned here. If you remember, in yesterday's session, we talked about cash account will not be given manually in the petty cash screen, correct? And we also understood that your cash GL account is auto determined based on the configuration in the system. That account determination setting is updated here. From this setting, whenever you represent cash journal number as 1001, system by default considers GL account, whatever is updated here. Okay, and then in which currency you want to record this cash. Your cash cannot be multi-currency. Cash is strictly a single currency, right? You will not mix multiple currencies in petty cash. It is strictly a single currency. I am operating INR. I'll use INR. If you are also handling dollars, if you are also handling any other currency, for each currency there has to be a separate cash journal created. Now these are the document types. These are standard document types. If you want, you can change the document types. Basically, using the cash journal, you can pass GL related transactions, customer related transactions, vendor related transactions. When you're talking about customer related transactions, payment received from customer, payment made to customer. When you're talking about vendor related transactions, payment received from vendor, payment made to vendor. Clear? If you wanted to segregate based on the cash payments with your bank payments, you can create a new document types for cash journal transactions. If you are fine, you can go ahead with standard customer vendor document types. Clear? Currently, I'm not changing the document type. I'm going ahead with SAP standard document types for GL transaction, which is AB, all your vendor transactions KZ, all your customer transactions DZ. And cash journal name, I'll give this one, petty cash Hyderabad branch. Okay, so character limitation is there. I'll simply put instead of petty cash, I'll say cash Hyderabad branch. After this, just press enter on the keyboard so that the data will get copied. Loading slowly. Some issue with the server. Okay. Okay, let's wait until this comes. Right, so far we have created one setting and we are saving the second setting, setup cache journal. Okay, now this has been saved. You can see the record here. And here I'm not giving any other options. I'm not selecting any other thing because we are simply configuring the basic version of petty cache or cache journal. I'm not giving any other input apart from cash company code, cash journal code, GL account number, currency, and standard document types, and then your cash journal description. Click on save, enter. This is done. Go back. Now, cash journal, what we have created is 1001. Okay, not writing this. Next one is maintain business transactions, FBCJC2. This is very important. Maintain business transactions. So here what you can do is you can copy the standard cash journal transactions and you can create your own, or you can add your new entries of your choice. Basically, what purpose you are using your cash journal for is what you'll have to understand and then define business transactions accordingly. When we talk about a business transaction, it represents what exactly you are going to do with your cash. If you are going to make payment to vendor, that's a business transaction. If you are going to receive payment from vendor, that's again a business transaction. If you are collecting a cash from customer, that's a business transaction. If you are making payment to a customer, that is a business transaction. If you are depositing amount in a bank or you are withdrawing amount from bank, you are posting GL entries. These are all your different business transactions. Based on the activities carried out at the specific cash collection center or at a specific cash journal center, you have to define these business transactions. You might get questions on this in your interview, asking you to explain what business transactions do we need to create and why we need to create this. Then you must understand what exactly is a business transaction from cash journal point of view, how we will define it. We will understand the business requirement for the second cash journal, wherein I will list out the detailed business requirement. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to copy the standard business transactions. Okay. So if I look at standard company code 0001, there is only one business transaction. So I do not have multiple, so I'm not going to copy from 0001. So let me look at 3366. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this has got 6. Now let me take this 6. Let me take this 6 and I am going to copy these 6. Now the moment you copy this, first thing that you'll have to do is remove all these company codes, put your company code. Our company code is AJ10. Make sure whenever you are working on these kind of multiple rows or multiple records in a single screen, you should not hit or press enter until you are done with your full data entry. Okay, until you fill up everything, make sure you are not hitting enter. If you hit enter, it will start validating your data and it will block you from every field validation. So do not do that. Next thing, I'll remove this GL account. I'll remove all these account modifications and I'll keep this standard descriptions to understand what exactly these business transactions relate to. If I look at the first one, what is the first one? Cash receipt from bank. When do you receive cash from bank?
Withdraw.
Normally,
Withdrawals.
when you withdraw from a bank, you will receive the cash. If you are fine with this description, you can proceed with this. If not, you can change the description of it according to the business requirement. Let me make it very simple. Cash withdraw from bank. Next one, cash paid into bank. What does this indicate?
Deposited
Deposits.
into bank.
This represents cash deposit in bank. Next one, cash sales. Next one is cash sales. When you do a cash sale, you are receiving a cash,
Yes.
right? So I'll simply put, if you're fine, you can keep this as cash sale. If you're not fine with this, you can put this as cash receipt. Okay, if you're not comfortable with cash sale, you can put this as cash receipts. So let me go ahead with cash receipts. Next one is cash expenses. So cash expense, I can either go ahead with cash expense or I can keep cash
Payments.
payments. I'll go ahead with cash payments. Next one, D, payment received from customer. So I'll simply put this as customer payments. And this is your K, payment made to vendor. I'll make this as vendor payments. Are these clear now?
We can make as customer receipts, no, sir?
Yes, you can also make it as customer receipts. Fine. Are these descriptions fair enough? Understandable? Right? You can define the descriptions according to your business requirement, according to their business terminology. Now, here you'll have to understand something called business transaction type. Now, let me open this drop down. Okay, you have C, first one. C represents receipt from bank. Receipt from bank is nothing but withdrawal from the bank. Okay, only when you withdraw cash, you will get the amount from bank. So I am giving more specific description as cash withdraw from bank. You can put any relevant description of your choice according to your business requirement. Second one is B. B represents payment to bank account. So you will make payment to bank account only when you do a deposit in bank account, right? So that's why we are writing cash deposit in bank. Next one, R. R is revenue. Revenue means your normal GL cash receipts. What cash receipt? GL cash receipt.
GL
So
cash.
when we talk about a GL cash receipt, you are not representing a customer, you are not representing vendor. So other than vendor, other than customer, if you are receiving a cash apart from withdrawal, that is your cash receipt. Okay, cash is not coming from bank as a withdrawal, cash is not coming through vendor, cash is not coming through customer, then that becomes your revenue cash receipt. Similarly, E represents expense. This is also GL related expenses. When I talk about GL related expenses, we represent cash is not deposited in bank, or cash is not spent on customer, cash is not spent on vendor. In general, it's a basic expense. Okay, so that is why we have written cash payment. Next one, D. D represents customer posting. If you issue or collect cash from customer or to customer, that is your customer posting, indicated with D. Similarly, vendor payment K. Any cash given or collected from vendor is represented as vendor posting K. Clear? You can put descriptions according to your own requirement. Let me close this. After that, if you look at this, I did not maintain. The next one here is special GL indicator. If you want to allow advance payments to the customer or to the vendor, you will be using this special GL. This we will understand as a separate topic. So I'm leaving this. Special GL represent cash advances. Next one, you have transaction classification. If I open this, so I can either classify this as cash payment, cash receipt, check payment, check receipt. So if you want to further break this down into whether this cash is received in the form of a physical cash or encashed in the form of a check. That you can put. Normally we do not use checks here, only cash. So we'll not use this. Next one is your GL account. When we see GL account here, you can restrict a particular transaction to a particular GL account. Okay, in short, I can default a GL account on the cash journal screen whenever I select this business transaction. If I put any one bank GL account, the moment I select cash withdraw from bank, system will automatically populate this GL account. It is my choice whether I want user to change the GL account or I want system to force user to take the same GL account. It is in your control based on your configuration. If I put a GL account, system will propose this GL account for cash withdrawals. If you have not withdrawn from the system proposed bank GL account, user can change the GL account. Your GL change is possible only when you enable account modifiable. Only when you enable what? Account modifiable. If I tick this, user can change the GL account at the time of a posting. If I do not tick, if I put a GL account here, let's say no other option, user will have to record or use only this GL account. Other than this GL account, system will not allow any account. But this will not be the case in majority of the cases. You will leave this blank and you will enable account modifiable. When you put account modifiable, what does this represent?
User can override.
Right? User can override and user can use any GL account during the posting. Next one is your tax code. If any of your transaction is subject to tax, if any of your transaction is subject to tax, you do not want user to input the tax code every time. You can default the tax code. Okay, if it is 5% tax, 10% tax, 15% tax, whatever it is, you can default the tax code, because tax code is controlled by the GL account. Based on the GL account that you are using, system will look for tax code as a mandatory option. To stop certain error messages, certain warning messages related to taxation, you can put a default tax code here. Okay, and similarly, if user has an option to change the tax percentage or not, again you can control by tax modification. If I take this, user can change the tax modification, which means he can change from 0% tax to 5%, 5% to 10%, or whatsoever. So I'm not going to tick this because we have not yet configured taxation. Clear up?
Yes, sir.
Next one, this is your business transaction long text. Basically, if you want to write detailed description of this, you can put that here. Otherwise, you can copy paste same thing or you can leave it. I'm not writing this currently. Okay, so basically what I'll do, I'll put this account modifiable for all this, and let me press enter to see if any messages system is populating for us. Let me click on enter. When I click enter, number of entries copied 6, there is no error message populated. Let me try to save this. Okay, this has been saved. Now let me go back. Last one is set up print parameters for cash journal. Open this. What you have to do is you just need to copy the standard one, which is this 0001 or 1000. Change your company code AJ10. Just save this. That's it. You just need to ensure this report variant and correspondence type is updated, which means when you take a printout, system will give you the cash transactions in a specific format. This specific format is printed at the end of the day by the cashier. They will ensure that the cash balance from SAP is exactly matching with physical cash available with the cashier, and they will put a physical signature on it. And this document acts like your cash reconciliation transaction or cash reconciliation supporting document for a day, which means this printout is taken on a daily basis, and then it will be signed by the person who is responsible for cash, the person who is responsible for reconciliation or verification. You just need to maintain this program, which is already copied from the standard, and you just update this for your company code. I'll save this. Now with this, your basic cash journal setting is completed. Now let us test this. To test, you have to open cash journal screen. What is the T code for cash journal postings? Cash journal postings. Okay, post cash journal entries is your FBCJ. What is the T code?
FBCJ.
FBCJ. Now let's open this transaction FBCJ. This is how screen looks. The moment you're on FBCJ screen, what you have to do is you have to look at the company code first. On top, if you see, it is giving cash journal number followed by company code. Is this our company code GA10?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Alright, this is not our company code. So the moment the user logs into the system, by default this will come. It is user responsibility for the first time to change this. Second time onwards, whatever the cash journal you have used last time will be appeared for every time, which means the recent used cash journal screen will reflect here. Clear? Not that every time they have to change, first time they have to change. For that, you will find an option here, change cash journal. Click on this. Open the company code drop down or change this company code to AJ10. After that, open the drop down on your cash journal screen. It will display the list of cash journals configured for your company code. Currently, we have only one. Let me select cash Hyderabad branch INR currency. Open this. Enter. Now, when I enter this, now the top you will find cash journal code 1001, company code AJ10. Do we have any balance currently?
No, sir.
Nil.
Currently there is no balance. Everything is blank. Everywhere it is zero. Basically, when you're in a project, especially when you're in an implementation project, you will already have the existing cash in the cash journal, which means you will have to migrate your cash balances from legacy system to SAP system. Correct? For an implementation project, you will have to migrate your legacy balance or your existing cash balance into SAP. For that, we have to set up a new transaction type, which means a new business transaction. If you look at this, you have something called maintain business transaction. Correct?
Yes, sir.
You will see something here, maintain business transaction. If I open this maintain business transaction, whatever the settings we have defined, AJ10 is our company code, and triple, right. In this AJ10, did we create anything for opening balance? Anything created as opening balance?
No, sir.
No, right? So when you're configuring initially for your petty cache or cache journal configuration, you will create one additional business transaction type called data migration or opening balance upload. Okay, you will create one transaction type additionally, opening balance upload. Using that opening balance upload, you will have to load or you will have to bring your legacy balance into SAP, not with these standard transaction types which are used on a day-to-day business transactions. Clear? If you get a question in your interview, how do you migrate your cache balances? It is not using your regular data upload, it is using cache journal screen only. Okay, so that we will take as a separate exercise in this second cache journal where we actually take the exact business requirement. Now I'm not going ahead with this one. So if I have to do a first cache transaction, it has to be strictly a receipt transaction. What transaction? My first transaction must be strictly receipt transaction because I am not allowed to make any payment with zero balance. If I have no money, can I spend something? No, right? If I do not have any money, I cannot spend anything. Even though if I have money, I can spend up to the limit I have. Let's say if I have 1,000 rupees, I can spend up to 1,000 rupees only. I cannot spend beyond 1,000. So that control is inbuilt in your cash journal function. If your closing balance is 1,000, your payment will not exceed 1,000. Okay, if your closing balance is 1,000, your payment cannot exceed 1,000. If you try to record the payment beyond 1,000, system will not allow you to create the transaction. It will stop you, throwing an error message. So first what we will do, let us try to do a receipt entry. In this cash journal, you will find three tabs. First one is your cash payment. All payment related transactions you will be recording under cash payment tab. If you're receiving a cash, you will have to open this cash receipt tab. If you are doing any check related transactions, if you are receiving a check or if you are issuing a check, then you'll have to record under check receipts. Normally, we do not use this check receipt in the cash journal screen. Clear? Normally, we do not use this check receipt in a real environment. We basically use only these two, cash payment and cash receipts. Now, first transaction should be recorded in which tab? Cash payment or cash receipt or anywhere?
Cash receipt.
It has to be strictly in cash receipt. Now, when it comes to cash receipt, there are two ways. Option number one, you can receive cash from your customer. Option number two, you can receive cash through other sources apart from customer, maybe discount received in cash or interest received in cash or any other cash apart from customer account. Currently, I'm not using customer account. Let me record cash using the GL account. Let me open. But before that, I have to ensure through what source I am receiving the cash. So I need to look for a revenue related GL account. Revenue related GL account represents income related GL account. So currently there is no GL account which talks about income. Option number one, you can create or you can use a sales, assuming you have made a cash sale. Okay, assuming you have made a petty cash sale, let's take this as sales account. Now I'll come here. I'm going ahead with cash receipt. Open the business transaction. Make sure you will pass your company code here and then press enter. Now this will give the list of business transactions that are configured by us. You remember we had a configuration step called maintain business transactions. Whatever you have defined here, the same list will reflect here. Now based on the transaction, you have to pick appropriate business transaction. Now we are trying to receive cash from a GL account. I have to pick cash receipt. Which one? Cash receipt. I'll take this cash receipt. How much you have received? Let's say I have received some 1000 rupees. I'll put 1000. After this, GL account. For every cash transaction, GL, customer, and vendor. You see customer here and you see a vendor account here, you see a GL account here. Clear? Are these three fields visible? GL, customer, vendor. For any cash related transaction, your offsetting account is either GL account or vendor account or customer account, but any one. You can either use cash account, you can either use a GL account or a vendor account or a customer account. You cannot use three together or two together. So if I am talking about cash receipt, is this cash received from a vendor? No. So I'm not going to fill this vendor account. Is this cash received from a customer? No, I'm not going to fill this as customer. Is according to me, I've received this cash from a normal petty cash sales. Okay, maybe scrap sale or any kind of a sale. I'll put this as the GL account. So when I'm receiving this, I have to use revenue related GL account. In short, income related GL account. So I'm taking this sales, or for better understanding, let me not use the sales. I'll put this one. I'll put scrap sales. Clear? Assuming we have sold some scrap items in your office and then you've received some income. I'll put this GL account, scrap sales. Put this GL account here, and then receipt number. If you have any specific cash receipt number whatsoever, you can put anything. Otherwise, you can leave it. Text scrap sales of maybe newspapers. Okay, clear? Scrap sales of newspapers or anything you can mention. Vendor customer is not applicable when you put GL account. Posting date, on what date you want to record the transaction. Always remember, by default system will show you the current date, but you can change the posting date manually if you want. I'm not changing the posting date as backdated because in real environment that is not allowed, strictly not allowed. Because today I cannot do any manipulation in the yesterday's cash, correct? If I am on 15th February, whatever the cash transaction I do must be part of 15th February date. So in practical scenario, we do not allow backdated or future dated cash transactions. Cash transactions are strictly current dated transactions. Reference, you can put anything. Scrap sales. Assignment, you can put anything. Next, what you need to fill is
Profit
account
center.
assignment, profit center. AJ1001. Okay, so the moment you record the transaction, you press enter, you will get a status with a red light. If I look at this, now this is showing with a red light. Red light represents entry recorded, not saved. Red light represents what? Entry recorded, not saved. When you record the entry, is your cash balance updated anywhere?
No, sir.
No, right? Cash balance is not updated anywhere. What I'll do, I have to save first, not post. Right? Always remember, even when you're in a real environment, even when you're training your end users, you have to strictly tell them to save the transaction first before posting. What they have to do? They have to save the entry first and then post the entry. Even in your petty cache or even in your cache journal screen, the concept of your maker checker is applicable. Somebody is recording the transaction, will only save the transaction, and the authorized person will approve the transaction. Only then this will be posted. If you have save option, post option enabled on the screen for a user, do we have the control of maker checker or we do not have? If I'm able to see save and post both, can I say there is a maker checker concept?
No.
No, sir.
There is no maker checker concept if you are able to see save and post together. If maker checker concept is there, if save is available, post is not available. If post is available, save is not available. In short, save option is with one user, post option is with the other user. So that we will do as a separate exercise. For now, what I have to do? Save or post? I have to save it. Before I save it, I have to select the transaction because my cursor is now blinking on the second row, right? My cursor is currently on the second row. Because I pressed enter, system is assuming I am recording further transactions. I have no further transaction. I am done with my entry. I'll have to select the transactions that I want to save. I can either save one entry at one time or I can save multiple entries at one time. I'll tick this, I'll click on save. The moment you save, your cache balances will get updated. Okay, your cache balances will get updated the moment you save the transaction. Let me click on save. You will find save option at the bottom. You will also find the save option at the top. Both are same. Okay, you can either click at the top or you can either click at the bottom. Let me click on save. Now, when I click on save, there is a message coming. What is this message?
Interval 01 does not exist for object CA occasional document page 0.
It is
Page
giving a message interval 01 does not exist. Now, if you remember, this is again a tricky interview question that you will face in your interviews, right? What is the first configuration we have done? Define number range intervals for cache journal documents. According to these configurations, did we maintain this setting or not?
For occasional we have maintained, but for accounting we have.
Let me go back one level. This is your setting, FBCJC1. If I give company code, did I maintain this setting or not? We have maintained, yes, no.
Yes,
But
sir.
what number range did we select?
C1.
We have selected C1, but for your petty cache or for your cache journal, system will accept only 01 number range. Which number range?
01.
Only 01 number range is accepted by the system for petty cache or for cache journal number ranges. So which means you cannot create your own number range here. Clear? What I'll do, I'll delete this. I'll save this. Now I'm going to add 01, same number range, 1000 to 19999. Clear? Clear? Cache journal accepts which number range?
Only numeric.
So that too you have to be very specific. 01.
01.
Okay, so we might feel why somebody is asking these kind of questions, because these are a little tricky questions. Unless you configure properly, unless you remember these points properly, The other person can easily take advantage of you asking these kind of simple silly questions, and then they might say that no, they might ask you, can I create any number range for cash journal? If you say yes, you're wrong, because it will accept only 0 1. Apart from 0 1, whatever you create, you will get this error message. Okay, document save was not successful, try again. Why it was not successful? Because number range was not there. Now did we update the number range? We have updated number range to 0 1. Let me try saving once again. Let me select this, click on save. Now is this saved? Saved or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Now
Saved.
when it gets saved, you will see a yellow message here, right? A triangle yellow message, and your cash balance is updated.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
is
sir.
your cash balance?
1000.
1,000 rupees.
Your cash balance is now 1000. Here you will see opening balance is 0 because you did not bring any opening balance, and total cash receipt is 1000. Next to cash receipt there is something called a number. What is the number there?
1.
1.
This one represent one transaction. What is this one represents?
Transaction one.
1.
Number of trans
Number of transactions. So far I have created only one cash receipt. This 1000 is the breakup of one transaction. Let's say if I do one more save, copy this. If I wanted to do the same transaction once again, I can either enter everything manually or I can simply copy this record. What I'll do, I'll select this. Down below you will find an option called copy line, right?
yes.
Click on this copy line. It will simply duplicate the line that you've selected. Untick the line that you've copied. This 1000 I will make it as 250 rupees. Everything I'll keep as it is. I'll simply save this. If you save this, 1000 should become how much?
1,250.
1,250.
1250. One record should become how many records?
2.
Two records. Because this is the second receipt that you are posting. Let me save this. Now it has become 1250 and then number of records 2. This will help you identify number of transactions you have done. You have made 2 receipts. If my number of cash volumes are more, I may end up 20-30 records. It's not feasible for me, or I may not be comfortable counting everything like 1 2 3 4 like this. I can simply look at the number here. Okay, 20 transactions. I look at 20 receipts with me, and then I'll simply cross verify everything is matching. Now in your cash journal screen, what is the closing balance? Cash balance
1,250.
1250. Now for this cash journal, did we create a GL account or not?
Created, sir.
We've created a GL account for this cash journal. Let us look at that GL account, Petty Cash, Hyderabad. This is your GL number. Let me run the report for this to ensure your GL account also showing the same balance. Let me run this report. When I run the report, is there any balance or there is nothing?
0 balance.
There is zero balance. It is telling you no items selected. Why it is telling no items selected? Because we have only saved cash journal transaction. We have not posted them yet. Correct? Remember we discussed yesterday cash journal transaction will reflect cash GL account only when you post in cash journal. If I do not post here, this transaction will not reflect here. Point number one. Clear? Point
Yes,
number
sir.
one, unless I post here, this will never reflect in my GL account. Now, this is one reason where your cash GL and cash journal will mismatch. Agree? Likewise, there are multiple reasons where your cash journal balance will not agree with your cash GL balance. Then you might get another question, what could be the reasons or in what circumstances, in what scenarios your cash GL balance will disagree or will mismatch with your cash journal balance. Unless you are clear with the cash journal concept process, you cannot answer such kind of questions, because these are the questions which are beyond your cash journal configuration. Agree? These are the questions beyond your configuration, for which you need to have the proper understanding of the functionality concept of your petty cache. Now, let me post the first transaction alone, 1000 alone. Let me try to post. If I click on post, let's see what will happen. This is giving another message. What is this message?
Interval 02 does not exist for object RF BLEG AJ10 FBN1.
Why this message is coming? We already maintained one number range, but why again another number range 02 is coming? You'll have to remember, cash journal transaction will have two document numbers. How many document numbers?
Oh,
Cash journal internal document number. Second one, cash journal accounting document number. Okay, this will have how many document numbers? Two document numbers. One is your cash journal internal document number and the other one is cash journal accounting document number. Now, if I look at this screen, I'll ignore this message. If I go right side, or let me come left side. Okay. Now, do you find something called one number here? What is this number currently?
document number.
What is this number? One.
External.
What is the number system allotted? Document number S1.
One.
Correct. 1 is the document number which system allotted. Now system is expecting for number range 2. Why system is expecting for number range 2 is again something you'll have to understand. What kind of a transaction are we recording? Cash receipt, right? Cash receipt means, is it vendor customer or non-vendor customer? Is this a vendor transaction or a customer transaction or a direct GL transaction that we are recording?
Direct GL
Direct.
transaction.
Yeah.
It's a direct GL transaction we are recording. Let me go back to the configuration.
But sir, we have not given anywhere physical year here.
I'll show that. If I open this cache journal AJ101001, there is a document type called AB here. This is direct GL account. Okay. For any GL posting, what is the document type?
AB.
AB. Clear? Here system understood you're trying to record a transaction in GL account. For GL account, document type to be used is AB. Let me go to document type setting OBA7. Double click on accounting document AB. If you see here, what is the number range? 02. Can you see the number range 02 here? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
From here, system is expecting a number range. If I go back to the number range information, company code, interval, did we maintain number range 02 or no?
No.
Is number range 02 updated? No. Then is our error message valid or invalid? When you're trying to post, it is giving a message number range 02 does not exist. Now clear why this message is coming?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Clear, sir.
We have to update number range 02 here. This message is coming based on your configuration. There for GL transactions, we updated a document type as AB. For AB, number range 02. 02 is missing here. I need to add 02. I'll add for both years. 2022 102 all zeros, 102 all lines. Similarly, one zero two. Okay, save. Now number ranges are also updated. If I try to save this, let's see what happens. Now let me select the first transaction, click on post. If I click on post, it has become green. This become green
Yes.
now. Green
Yes, sir.
means
Yes.
entry posted in general ledger and cash journal. Entry posted in GL and cash journal. Now we have listed here cash journal internal document number will be there. Cash journal accounting document number will also be there. Now this is the internal document number. This is, and you will find this internal document number. What is your internal document number? 1 followed by 4 zeros. Clear? Now, did we maintain this 1 followed by 4 zeros anywhere in the configuration?
Yes.
Right? Your first configuration in your cache journal is the number range only, FBCJC1. If I open this number range, sorry, this one, if I display this, here is where we have updated. If you see, the number range status is 1. But how many we have recorded so far? 2, right? This is your first
Yes,
one.
sir.
This is your second one. Now, if you look at the NR status, number range status, the recent used number will reflect here. Next transaction will get the next number. What is the next number? 10002. When you create another cash journal transaction, the number range will be 3. Sorry, 2. Now, if I refresh the GL line item report, how many entries are posted in cash journal out of 2? 201.
1.
1.
One entry is posted in cash journal. The other entry is saved in cash journal. You have to be very specific when it comes to cash journal. Entry saved, entry posted. Entry saved will reflect only in cash journal. Entry posted will reflect both in cash journal and GL report. Let me run the GL report now. If I run the GL report, how much it is showing?
1000.
1000. So according to my cash GL, balance is 1000, whereas according to my cash journal, balance is 1250. Are these matching or not matching?
Not matching.
These are not matching. If this is the situation, your cash reconciliation is wrong. So your user will have to take the dump of your cash journal and they have to take the dump of your GL account. They have to match one by one. Which one is there in cash, which one is there in GL only. You need to check whether any transaction posted only in cash journal or any transaction posted only in GL. Then accordingly, they have to do the adjustments. Now let me record second payment also. Click on post. This also turned green. If I refresh this, it should turn 1250. Now this has become 1250. Right? Now is this exactly tallying with your cash journal balance? Clear? Let's say you have made a payment now. You've made a payment. All your payments have to be recorded in which tab?
Cash payment.
Cash
Cash payment.
payments.
I have to go to cash payment. Before I make the payment, I have to look for the GL account. My cash payment is in what form? For what purpose we have made the payment? Let me take operating expenses. Let's say transport charges. I have made some payment for transport charges. Let me copy the GL account. In cash payment, open the business transaction, give your company code, continue. For cash payment, you have a dedicated transaction called cash payment. Select this. Assuming my cash payment is 1000, 3000 rupees. Is this allowed?
No, sir.
Let me put this amount and then hit enter. So currently it is not validating. It is asking for a GL account. Let me put GL account. Let me press enter now. Now there is a message. What is this message?
Payment amount is larger than cash on hand.
Payment amount is larger than cash on hand on 16/02/2023. System has understood you're recording this transaction on 16th. On 16, your current balance is 1250. You're trying to make payment for 1300, which is greater than your available cash. If I try to record 1251 rupee, only 1 rupee shortage, system is not accepting even 1 rupee difference. Correct? Huh? Let me try to put exact amount 1250. Now is this allowed? 1250? Is this
Sir,
taking
if
1250? Right?
Yes.
If you give up to available cash amount, it will accept, but above your available cash amount, it will not accept. So I'm not going to record for the full amount. Let's say I'll record for 150 rupees. Then I'll put maybe some receipt number, any number you can put here. Transport charges. If you see internal document, number is not updated currently because we have not yet saved it. The moment you save it, it will pick the next number. Profit center. We have not yet activated cost center accounting. I'm not assigning cost center here, but technically for any expense posting, cost center is mandatory. Now to save this, I need to select, click on save. If I save this payment of 150, what should be my available balance?
1150.
If I pay
Sir,
150 from 1250. It should be 1100. Correct?
yes, sir.
Let me click on save first. Balance is immediately updated to 1100, which means even though you do not post it, system assumed that you have a commitment, or you have a committed transaction for 150. So according to this, your available balance is only 1100 for the further transactions. If you feel that no, I have recorded this incorrectly, I'm not going to make this is wrongly I have created. So as long as it is in save mode, or as long as it is in creation mode, entry mode, what I can do, I'll just copy this. Now how many transactions we have on the payments? 2. Any of these two is posted or not yet posted? Out of these
Not
two,
yet
is
posted.
anything posted? Not yet posted. Now
Not
assuming
yet.
these two are recorded incorrectly, now I've realized I've put them incorrectly, I want to remove them. To remove it or to delete it, select the record. Let me select this. Down below you will find a minus icon called a delete line. You find this delete line, click on this delete line. It will give a pop-up. Now data will be lost, entry will be deleted. I'll say yes, this will get deleted. Now if you want to delete this also, you can delete the same option, but I don't want to delete this, I want to save this. Let me save it. Again balance is updated. Let me post it. Now I have realized after posting I have created this incorrectly. I have created this incorrectly. Now to delete, now after posting, is there a possibility of deletion, or I have to reverse it for a posted transaction?
Reverse it, FB08.
Right? Posted transaction has to be reversed. Cash journal document can be deleted in entered and saved status. Cash journal document cannot be deleted in posted status. Clear? Posted
Yes.
cash journal entry must be reversed. Now let's see how we will reverse this. Now according to this, it's a wrong entry. Now first, to do a reversal, you need to know the document number. The document number is 10003. But this is a finance transaction. When I say finance transaction, it has updated your GL account. Correct? 150 is now updated your GL account. Yes, no? It has updated your GL account. When it is updated GL account, you have to reverse the transaction. To do a transaction reversal, what is the transaction code?
FB08.
FB08. What is the document number you will see here? 102, all zeros and then 2. Correct? Here is your document number. And when you go to cash journal, the document number is different. Here it is 10003.
Yes, sir.
And here it is 102, all zeros 2. This is because we've already noted that there are two document numbers for cash journal. If I have to reverse a transaction,
Sir, can we delete from that there only?
yeah. If I go to FB08, if I try to pass the accounting document here, 2023 reason 01. Now there is a message coming here. What message it is? Not possible to reverse the document in financial accounting. It says you want to reverse the document with number this in company code. However, this document was not posted in financial accounting. It is a document of CAGO. CAGO represents cash journal. Okay. Now, when it comes to document reversal, you have to understand one point. If a transaction posted directly in financial accounting, it can be reversed in FB08 or FBRA screen. If a document is interfaced or if a document is posted through integration from the other module or from the other process, it has to be reversed from the source document or from the original transaction. In this case, which document number got generated first? Internal document number or financial document number, accounting document number?
Internal.
Agree?
Internal
This document number got generated first, and based on this, system has generated your accounting document number. Is that flow correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because first you are saving it. Upon your saving, system is generating internal cash document number. When you post it, it is generating your financial accounting document number. If I want to see the accounting transaction of this, what I need to do, I need to select the respective transaction. Down below, I will have something called follow on document. Which document?
Follow on
Follow on
documents.
document. Whenever you see
Follow.
something called follow on document, this means your accounting document is not a direct document, it's a derived document. Okay, it's a follow on document based on your internal document number. If I click this will display your accounting entry. In your accounting entry, the number is different. In your accounting entry, number is different. Now on this accounting entry, let me go to document header. If I go to document header, there is something called reference key. What key? Reference key. In reference key, you will find the logic or you will find the hint of your source document. Now this is a combination of 3 inputs. First 10 digits will represent internal cash document number. Which number?
Internal cash document
Internal
number.
cash document.
Right, the first 10 digits are internal cash document number. Next 4 digits are your cash journal number, 1001. Is that our cash journal which we defined?
Yes, sir.
1001 is the cash journal code we have defined. Last 4 digits is your company code. Okay, this will be updated in your reference key. And next thing, your reference transaction will be CAJO, which is your cash journal. You might be questioned on these areas also. How do you identify if a transaction is posted directly in the cash account or through cash journal it has been interfaced? So based on reference key, you can identify point number 1. Based on the reference transaction, you can identify. Clear? Even if I pass the same entry manually using the same accounting document type AB, but here system will update a different transaction, maybe FB01 something. Here this will not be updated at all. Reference key. So you must be in a position to differentiate whether a transaction is directly posted to cash journal or it has been posted directly in the cash GL account. Okay. Now let me close this. If I have to reverse this, what I need to do is I need to select the same thing once again. I need to click on delete icon. This time when I click on delete, this is giving a different pop-up. Earlier when we clicked on delete, it is telling data will be lost. Do you want to delete? We said yes, data got deleted. But this time it is telling this entry will be reversed. Why? Because the document status is posted. If the document status is posted, it cannot be deleted, it can only be reversed. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Alright, now if I say yes, it will give the pop-up asking for the reversal reason. 01 as usual, reversal in current period. Click on continue. It says document is locked by user. When you get this message, which means I am displaying this document somewhere here, I have to come out of this screen, yes, and redo this reversal option. This is again a question in your interview. How do you reverse cash journal transaction? There is no specific icon for a reversal of a cash journal. Deletion and reversal with the same key, your minus key. Okay. So system will act as a reversal if the posting status is posted. If it is entered or saved, this will act as a delete. Correct? Delete. Yes. Reason 01. Continue. For a deleted transaction, now 1 has become 2. Why 1 has become 2 when I reversed it? Because this is a positive number and this is a negative number. Net has become 0. If you delete, it will disappear. If you reverse, it will appear twice. Clear?
Another internal
Yes.
document got generated, sir.
Another document will get generated. Correct. This is your standard behavior. Even when you do a reverse of any transaction, it will generate another document number for you.
Yes, sir. For accounting,
Right?
it will generate.
Same is the logic here. Even if I go to the report, currently it is 1100, 150 negative is there. Let me refresh this. Now I will find 150 positive also to offset this balance.
Yes, sir.
Right? This is the standard behavior for any transaction. Any accounting document you are reversing, you will get another document to make it 0.
For reversal also it is AB. How we are going to identify which one is reversal?
So if you want to identify that, then you'll have to change the settings in your document type AB. Inside the document type AB, if you wanted to differentiate for cancellations separately, you'll have to put a different document type here.
Okay.
Normally, we'll put a different document type, ZZ or some other document type. We'll put a different number range. By looking at that number itself, you can identify, okay, it's a reversal transaction.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Clear with this cash journal basic postings? This is only the basic version of your cash journal. Just to understand how entries are posted, how entries are saved, reversed. Now at the end of a day, let's say now the day has been closed, your cashier will have to look for the final cash balance. What is the final cash balance at the end of the day? 1000. What is the balance,
1 2.
closing balance?
250. 1,250.
1250. So your cash journal base is always cash journal screen. Okay, my cash journal screen shows 1250. This I have to verify with my GL. If I run the GL account balance, open items on current date, on today's date, execute. It is 1250 here. Is this matching?
Yes.
Okay, the 16 it is showing because of this is the server date. Okay, this is the server date and the time. So server date time has got different time zone. That is why you are able to see 16. So don't get confused there. Okay. Now the balance is matching. If the balances are matching, they will click on this print cache journal. Top you will find print cache journal. Okay. Now you are getting something called dump. This is called as dump. What do you call this?
Dump.
This is dump. When you get these kind of errors, you will have to inform the technical team ABAP. They will fix these problems. This is a problem in the program. This is a technical problem. Your ABAP consultant will fix this. Okay, in the form there is some problem. Let me go back. The length is 8 in the data set, but 12 in the program. There is some issue with this, so you can ignore that. Let's see if we have any other form in this. Let me try to put this.
Use BA10 form.
Click on print cache journal. Split settings. Variant does not exist. Now if you see that dump is not coming when I change this. Which one you said?
For BA10, what it has been given, select that one. DE or D.
It
Cache
is the
DE.
same that we were saying.
Okay.
I took this as well. Split postings. This is going to give dump again. So there is some problem with that form. I'll get that fixed through technical. So I'll show this form output in the tomorrow's session. Okay, there is some technical error there. We'll fix it and then we'll see the output tomorrow. See any other form is used anywhere. Correspondence, let me try. 18 is cache document. This is correct. SAP R2. What is this SAP R2? Let me try changing this. Okay, leave this. I'll show this output in the tomorrow's session. I'll get that technical issue fixed. We'll see this tomorrow. Okay, so this must be reversed from cache journal screen. Delete line option. Correct? Clear? Any doubts so far? Whatever we have done today, this configuration of cache journal, posting of a document, and reversal of a document. Any questions?
Sir, here for
Sir,
cash payments and cash receipt system is generating the same document number. Like for F-53 and F-28, we have separate document numbering.
Right. Your internal cash journal document is common for all the transactions, but your accounting document number ranges will get differentiated based on the document type assigned. Here, if you see in your settings, here we have assigned different document types KZ, DZ. Based on this, your
Okay.
accounting document number will get generated differently. But your internal cash document number is common for all the transactions, receipt and payment. Irrespective of that, it will follow the same number range because that's an internal
Okay.
document number range. You cannot differentiate your internal cash document number.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yep. Any other
And like
questions?
you have recorded transport expenses, no, sir? So within a same line item, I want to record transport expenses 5 times, but the document number should be one.
That is not possible. Because
Okay.
each line it will take as a separate document.
They're in the cash journals, so therefore reversal entries, that number of transaction is not getting updated. It's still two. Those are not considered when we reverse the any entries.
There is nothing, right? Now, if you see the cash payment, net of this 150 positive, 150 negative is 0. According to this, there is no payment happened.
Yes,
According to
sir.
this, is there any payment?
No.
No payment. That is why in your cash payment, there is 0 value. But in cash payment, number of records are how many?
Two.
2. That is why this is 2. This is your number of transactions. This is the value of your transactions. This is your count. This is your value. Value of these two transactions comes to 0. 150 plus 150 minus. That is why it is 0. But when you look at this count here, you understand that there is a transaction with 0 value. Practically, there is no transaction with 0 value. Correct?
Okay.
Unless you've reversed.
Okay.
This count, this number will help you do better reconciliation. If you're stuck somewhere, this number will give you hint.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. Okay, then let me stop the recording.